This week, we're covering my personal favorite kind of horror movie. My favorite subgenre of horror. The slasher subgenre.
Slasher.
Because of all the gore and violence and just senseless everything.
It's super gratifying.
It really is.
Because it really is only about that one thing. Blood, blood, and blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get it.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a fun one.
I'm super excited.
Well, should we roll into this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it going.
All right.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. I'm Jim.
I'm Danny.
And we have a wonderful little treat this week. Because it's Valentine's Day week, later in the week after this airs, we wanted to do something to show a little love to the Wisconsin area films kind of thing. And lo and behold, we found something.
We did.
It's pretty awesome. We're really excited to talk about this. It was a really good find. Again, in the bowels of prime. Well, let's get into this bad boy. I'm ready to talk about it. What do we have?
We have Attack of the Tattie-Bogle.
Yeah.
We had to look up what Tattie-Bogle meant. We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, right away I was like, ooh, that's an interesting title.
Yep. Sold.
It was made in 2017, directed by Peter Marcy, written by Adam Anderson, Joe Marcy, and Peter Marcy. It was starring Rob Jones, Joe Marcy, Devin Jorlett, Marie Weiss, Peter Marcy, and more.
Yeah, there were a lot more names, but
many more.
We keep it short.
Yes, it was not rated. I think if it were to be rated, it would probably be R.
It would be R.
Yeah. The budget was $3,000, and the log line for this little gem is: a group of unlikely bunkmates gather at a mutual friend's cabin in remote Wisconsin. Armed with all the comforts of urban life, they are ready to celebrate. But when a masked stranger shows up and attacks the group, they are sent reeling. Confused, scared, and unprepared to handle real danger, survivors are forced to battle fears, balance egos, and summon their courage or die.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a lot, but it wasn't a big run-on sentence, so I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah, let's jump into this bad boy.
Yeah, so right away, the intro titles were pretty good, and the intro music was good.
Yes.
It opens with some fireworks over a lake, which in Wisconsin, that's kind of a ubiquitous July scene.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing.
A lot of lakes up here. But there's a bloated body under a pier. And then a body in the woods with the throat torn out. And then another body. And then a scarecrow. Weirdly, not in a field, though. No,
kind of just in a, clearing of the woods.
Right.
Yeah. Not a lot of crop stuff happening on there. So then we have a car with some people in it. They're chit-chatting. Then there's a car behind them that we see. And then we see in total...
Nope, another car and another car.
As they're pulling into to these cabins, 5 cars in total. And so they're pulling up to what I thought was just a house at first. Mm-hmm. And we see them all getting out of the cars. We're in the house, in the kitchen. The host, I know you called his name. The host is... giving a rousing speech, telling everyone to relax, make themselves at home, and have a good time. Because it's the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And you're out in the middle of nowhere on a lake.
Yeah.
Nice. So then we cut to outside. They're starting a fire in a fire pit by the house.
Mm-hmm.
inside, the host finds out that the phone is not working, the landline. Steps out and asks if anyone can get a signal, which they can't. And this was saw that right away.
Yeah.
Quick and easy setup.
Yep.
But you kind of get that in every outdoor movie.
Well, yeah.
Where there's going to be some angst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cell service is, well, of course it's going to be gone. But that's okay. Then we got a guy taking a dog for a run, and they run past the scarecrow thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Back at the house, others are lighting fireworks in the yard. The host is opening things up in a different, I thought he was opening things up in the house, but apparently it's a series of cabins.
It's 2 cabins. There's a regular cabin and a guest cabin.
Okay. And so he's opening things up, and then he heads to the basement, and he brings up an axe.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought, well, okay, because, maybe cutting firewood and stuff. I thought for sure this was going to be the implement of destruction.
Well, I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. So while this is all going on, a pickup truck now pulls up to the house. And it's someone the host knows. I don't know if he's like a neighbor in a property to the cabins or just a friend in general who came up. But anyway, tells the host they can get a signal a couple miles away. And then we're cut to a couple miles away, and they're walking with their things up in the air and
yeah, trying to get a signal. And but he's finishing up a phone call with the phone company. Right.
So he did get a signal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be there in a couple days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're back with the running guy who the dog starts starts barking.
Right.
Getting squirrely.
Yeah.
And it's the 2 guys who are out getting phone signal.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, they come from behind
mm-hmm.
the scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, okay. But then the dog, after they leave, the dog is still really antsy, like barking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of brush it off and walk back past the scarecrow thing, which is hanging a little more loosely off the pole. And also, I believe the burlap bag that was on its head is
mm-hmm.
gone.
I'll take your word for it.
Because I wasn't sure, and then I later was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, I must have been doing notes.
But now we've seen the scarecrow thing like quite a few times, and it is creepy looking.
It is. It's
mm-hmm.
I don't have anything to compare it to.
Well, like a creepy weather-worn scarecrow.
Well, yeah, but the face, there's just something about the face and everything, it just isn't standard. It's like when you see a really fucked up pumpkin mask, and you try to tell people, well, it's like a scary pumpkin, but not like what you've seen. I mean, how,
Yeah, that's fair.
It was off-putting, unsettling.
Yeah, it was. Back at the cabin, there is a guy who's shooting a bow at a target. And I made this note because I was like, that's a really pretty bow. And I got hung up on that for a little bit.
It was. It was a really nice bow.
Yeah, very pretty.
Yes.
And it's all pretty standard Wisconsin lake party stuff. They're hanging around the fire and drinking and, playing like cornhole and stuff.
And bikinis and lots of beer, copious amounts of beer being consumed.
Yeah. And so there are some name intros, but honestly, there's like 16 people here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not even going to try.
No. No.
There's too many characters and honestly, I'm pretty sure most of them are going to die pretty soon anyway.
Usually, well, that's the first thing I thought of was like, this is, this is like a hamster cage fully packed full of victims.
Yeah.
But I do what I did what I normally do, and I just assign names to them as it comes to me so I can remember who I'm typing about.
That makes sense. But then they're out on a boat, and some of the characters are getting into a political argument on the boat.
Yeah. And while this was going on, I made a note that the video quality seemed really odd. And it took me a little bit. That's why I wanted to make a note. It wasn't the film itself that was the weird, because it was like this weird shaky kind of thing, like an old VHS tape that was loose, and the jittery really had to do with Prime. Because we've seen before where we've watched things that we've had on DVD, and then there it is. We feel like watching it again. Well, we don't have to bust out the DVD. There it is. So you hit play, and it's like, At least for me, I'll watch it and be like, this isn't what it looked like when we saw it.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you're watching it and it looks a little wonky, it will get better, or you may not even see it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So anyway, back to it. These people on the boat who are arguing, one couple is highbrow, so I call them the highbrow couple. Mm-hmm. And the guest, I caught his name because he introduced himself, first, middle, and last name. So I know his name is Robert. And Robert is a typical good old boy, America First, just really deep woods kind of thing. And he plays it to the max because he ends up calling a highbrow woman a feminazi. And this kind of thing, I always wonder, not just because of this, scene in this film, but in all movies that we've seen where they have this kind of thing where they bring people together and there's all this tension and people don't fucking mix. They're polar opposites. I can't help but think, does the host not check through the fucking list? He knows these people.
Yeah.
Right? I would never do this. I would curate the fuck out of any let's have some people over list. You're like, oh, you know what? So-and-so is kind of on this slant, and over here, this one is like the polar opposite. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But they're not both coming. I wouldn't, anyway. Especially on a vacation. If I was going on a vacation, everyone would be fucking cookie cutter, would have to be. I don't believe in that diversity bullshit. You know what? Diversity is great in the workplace. Diversity is great when you're out talking to people. But when you're trying to have some chill time, last fucking thing I want is political wars, religious wars, any kind of wars. I don't want to listen to that shit.
Okay.
Anyway.
But hear my theory.
Okay.
Host, who I don't remember what his name was. I think you're giving me too much credit saying that I caught it because I don't think I did. What if he, for his own personal entertainment, has brought these people together?
Well, that would be the thing, but he gets agitated.
That's true.
So that's not the case. I mean, if that's your bag, then that's how you want to spend your vacation. Go for it. Swim in it up to your hips. But no, not me. Anyway.
Okay.
Moving on.
So 2 of the group are hiking in the woods. They find a deer stand, and then there's some sounds off in the distance. And it was kind of weird because in movies it's hard to tell. And you had a note like this too, like, is it gunshots? Is it like wood cracking? Right.
And well, it's difficult because in low budget films, and indie films in general, you don't know what they got a hold of for sound effects for any particular thing. So yeah, I was thinking, is that a gun? It could be a gunshot, like way off in the distance. It could be wood,
snapping.
Yeah. The quality of sound effects can vary.
Yeah.
So you just don't know what it was supposed to be or what it was intended to be. So it kind of always brings up that question.
Yeah. So, there's...
Did I move the page?
You did. Anyway, so the people at the cabin, the guy shooting the bow.
Yes.
And this is later in the movie, he walks into the cabin and I saw his hair and his face. And I was like, oh my God, That guy looks just like Greg Sestero.
Yes, you did. And once you said it, I looked at it. Yeah.
He could be a doppelganger.
He could.
Like, Greg, if you need a double, this guy. Yeah.
Well, it's not an unwelcome thing.
Just, no, it isn't.
See that in a film.
He's a good looking guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. There are those that you can't say that about, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. It's a compliment.
Cover that little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is where I noted that, like you said earlier, it kind of seems like the camera quality sort of varies. Like some of the scenes, and maybe what you noticed was the Amazon part, but some of the scenes are like crystal clear.
Right.
And then some are kind of grainy.
Right.
And I don't know whether there were a couple of different kinds of cameras used.
It might have been. I think it could have also been, too, just the different times of day shooting. Because there would be a shot where it's a little bit more sunny than in a yeah, I tapped it. A companion shot would be a little bit more cloudy.
Right.
So, that can make a difference in the light. I don't know if maybe it happened during the shot. Light changed and settings weren't hit on the camera. But yeah. Also, too, I've noticed, not so much in this, but in other movies, you can tell when they've used like a GoPro, like when they go running through the woods and stuff, because there's just something about it that's different. If you use a GoPro, involves a little work post-production to make it match up with other stuff. So I don't know. I mean, for me, it was mostly day and night. The big differences.
Oh, yeah.
There. But some of the other stuff, I just kind of chalked it up to, I can see that the lighting's different in the sky. So, because, again, no light rigs.
It's true. Yeah.
Speaking of night, we are back in the cabin. And everyone is broken up into little groups. And this is the kind of thing, again, it's not just these movies, but this is the kind of thing that happens. See, you invite all these different people, they just settle into their own little hovels.
Yes.
Anyway, right?
Yeah.
So they're sitting here and there throughout. We got one guy doing a puzzle. There's a group playing cards. There's of course a bunch of young hip women chatting. And then we're outside and someone is walking. Another guest, it seems. And, at this point, I can't keep track of the people, so I don't know how many there are. I never tried to do a head count. Well, because that's one thing about this is it's there's no sitting on your ass watching this film. You don't get time to just fucking do nothing. I mean, you've got to be paying attention because it's always moving.
It is.
Even in these shots where the people are sitting and doing their things, it's a shot here, bam, it's a shot here, bam, there's just some things going on here, bam, this different angle, bam. So, and that's one of the things I liked about it was nobody's fucking around making you like soak shit in. This thing is always on the move.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, at this point I'm just like, well, it's a bunch of people and there's going to be some fucking murdering coming up because it's a horror film. Has to be. Yeah.
There is. And notably, we haven't really focused on any one person or small group of people making the others peripheral.
Right. They get pretty much like equal attention.
For the most part. I think there's a small handful that get like a little more screen time, but that's also possibly because they're the ones that survive longer into the So anyway, the hikers are sleeping in the woods in the next scene.
Yeah.
It's a guy and a woman, and they're a couple.
Yeah.
And the guy is like freaking out about the sounds that they heard.
Sounds in the woods and what's that? What's that? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very anxious. And the woman is making fun of him.
Rightfully so.
And he's worried about bears. He's like, are there bears here? And she's like, well, yeah, probably. I don't know. She's not super concerned about it, but she, to appease him, like to comfort him, goes and hangs up the food in the deer stand that they saw so that it's above the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, bears can climb, but the the principal thing is that the food isn't with them in the tent.
Well, yeah, better to have them climb after it than dig through the tent. We all know that. Yeah.
And how anxious he is about this makes me wonder, like, why did he want to go camping?
This is a subsection of the why do you invite people who are, not going to get along. If you're with somebody and they've never gone camping and you're a camper, you don't take them to the deep fucking woods. What you do is you get on the phone with the state park and you secure a campsite like 15 feet from the showers and 50, 60 feet from the fucking concession booth, right?
Yeah.
You take them where it's almost like backyard camping. Mm-hmm. The only weird sounds they'll hear are whatever the fucking people next to you are doing in the next camping spot. If they can't handle that shit, then you simply just don't go.
Yeah. Or like a pizza delivery guy bringing food to the next campsite over.
Yes.
Not that I would know anything about that.
But yeah, this guy, I got to admit, he made my list of, I hope this whiny bitch goes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Well, it's fucking, anyway. Camping pussies.
Yeah. Well, we jump from the hikers to out on the boat, and it's just two guys out on the boat, Rob and another guy. Rob is the good old boy.
Yes. And the dog.
Oh, and the dog. Yeah.
The dog that was being walked.
And they're lighting off fireworks and drinking and jamming.
Yeah. They're just, doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then we come back to the house and, like, okay, let's see what's going on. And all of a sudden, now there's this tall guy walks in wearing the scarecrow outfit. And, I'm expecting something, some sort of interchange, exchange, interaction. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, people. Just like that. He just fucking starts killing people.
Yes.
It was like, what? Oh, yes. He hits the host in the head with an axe. Mm-hmm. And everyone just starts fucking scrambling. And it's not even what I call horror camp kill, where it's it's not that series of shots where it's the guy, his head, the killer, the swinging of the axe, the impact, and the whoop. It was like somebody was just in the back with their phone videotaping the party. All of a sudden this guy walks in and the sound was great.
It was.
It wasn't like, like Evil Dead or Reanimator level squishy stuff. It was just like, mm-hmm. And it was a wide shot.
Yes.
So this fucking guy goes down and, yeah.
That's great. I really enjoyed it.
I did. It was just fucking awesome. And then the boat guys and the campers hear the ruckus, right? We have cut scenes to them. And then we're back inside the house. There's lots of screaming. Axeman is just fucking going to town, and the thing about this, I was just really, it just drew me in, and it was, straight up slaughtering.
Yeah. Just pure slasher.
Yep. No pretense, no bullshit, no fucking setups. This guy is just running around fucking killing people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was unique. I want to say that, because we've seen a lot of slasher films.
Embarrassingly high amount. Yeah.
So someone's in a bedroom and they come out and I'm thinking, are they in another house? Well, no, it's the other cabin. I get that now. So they, arm themselves with steak knives.
Yeah, because one of the guys from the slaughter escaped.
Right.
And ran to this second cabin.
Yeah, and started freaking them out. So they all grabbed some steak knives. Logical.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So then we're back at the first cabin. Axeman is still on the hunt. He struggles with the guy. And then, done. Then we're looking at the the whole under the bed thing. So there's a woman hiding under the bed. And we hear sounds of the struggle and some axe splattering sounds. Axeman comes in. And again, no fucking around. No, like, is he going to see her? What's going to happen? No. It played to the reality that's always bugged me. When you walk into a fucking room, you can see right under the fucking bed.
I know.
Right? If you're looking out from under the bed and you can see them, if they're more than 3 feet away, they can fucking see you. It's just that simple. And sure enough, he just walks over, grabs her ass out, throws her around, and axes her hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's like 2 minutes. Clang, 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 clang.
Yeah.
Just shit happening fast.
Blood and slaughter and people scattering and it was so fun. And then it was loud, this whole situation going on.
Yes.
So loud that the hikers have heard the screaming, and the woman is like, they're just drinking and whatever.
Right.
And the guy's like, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
He was too scared to go hang up food in the deer tent.
I know. Deer stand.
Oh yeah, deer stand. Yeah, sorry. I'm not a hunter.
You know the words?
I do know the words. So he goes and the woman stays behind, and then the rest of the party, the survivors, are in that second cabin with their steak knives, and the guy who came in and warned them, Greg Sestero lookalike.
Yep.
They're all kind of panicking, and then hiker guy, who I caught his name, Pete.
Yes.
Starts banging on the door of the cabin, and the party let him in, and there's some expositional exchange where they kind of fill him in on what's going on and what happened and everything.
Right.
And actually, the dialogue, well, I said it was expositional, and it is, but it's supernatural. It doesn't seem weird or forced, except in kind of certain parts.
Well, it's natural in that it's just straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was up to this point. One of the things that I was really enjoying is just the economy of, the makers of this film are not fucking with my time. Right?
Yeah.
And I understand horror movies, but here's the thing. 9 times out of 10 modern, and that's anything in the last 10 years up to now, has disappointed me. Because, I invest my time. I'm following their fucking breadcrumbs. I'm putting up with the bullshit and this and that and the, almost scare. Another almost scare. 7 almost scares. And then at the end, it's like, is this what I fucking paid for? Is this the fucking ride that you put me on? Yeah. I stood in line for Magic Mountain and you put me in the fucking bumper cars. This is just like, pip, pip, pap, boom, boom.
Here you go.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm just, woo. Know.
Yeah. And again, back to the dialogue, I can't really catch everything that everyone is saying, but I kind of get the gist. And the thing about it is I've been to those parties and I've, heard those same conversations that
where
people
an axe
are having.
Murderer dressed as a scarecrow comes in?
Well, I haven't told you everything about myself.
We have some very different fucking crowds in our backstories.
Axe murderer aside.
Okay.
I mean, this is a really accurate representation of this kind of party, minus the slaughter.
Yeah.
And the acting is good, and it's very realistic. Like, I get it. I've seen this before, right? And Wisconsin is it's the like Cabbage Patch of serial killers for sure.
It is, and and that's what we talked about. That we have Ed Gein.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know Ed Gein and you're horror fans, you better fucking get on Wikipedia right now. Because if you don't know Ed Gein, you're missing out on the core of horror history.
Yeah.
Right?
He inspired a lot.
But primarily Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Gein is the one who killed women and made fucking furniture and lampshades and shit out of their skin and bones.
Yes.
And his mother.
Yeah.
Or I think he kept her in the freezer.
He had a mommy. He was a mama's boy. And he had a shrine to his mother in his house.
Yeah, but it was her body. But he also had dead bodies that he was...
Well, yeah, when the cops found his...
having relations.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the cops found his house, the first thing that they found was actually bodies of women hung up in his garage.
Right.
Like deer.
Yeah.
Like gutted.
Dressed and, yeah.
Really fucking twisted.
Yeah. And he spent the rest of his life in the mental institution here in Madison.
Yes.
Mendota Mental Health Institution.
Mm-hmm.
Passed away. And I remember when he passed away, it was a lot of people were like, fucking, oh, he didn't pass away. They just said it. They released him and they don't want anyone looking for his shit. I went on a canoe trip as a teenager with a youth group.
Tell me about this.
We passed close to the Gein property and thought about pulling over and just, all the canoes were broken up. Nobody would have fucking known. But we didn't because we knew since that happened, the house had been destroyed and everything. There was nothing to see.
Right.
And I thought, how could I be so close to this? Yeah, fuck, it's nothing to see anyway. I could just look at any empty field and that would be the same. So anyway, yeah, we have Ed Gein, and we have Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yep.
Right. Who was another
real zinger.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I'm convinced it's the beer and the cheese.
You think so?
The mass quantities of each. Because they both fuck with your systems in different ways.
That's true.
Of course, we don't drink and we don't eat copious amounts of cheese. So
I think the weather drives people crazy.
Maybe. Anyway.
But anyway, the slasher element of this isn't a far stretch, honestly.
No.
Also in Wisconsin, the site of the biggest axe murder scene at Taliesin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got it going, folks.
Yep.
Yeah. Why we aren't doing a horror only podcast, I don't know, because we're like in the shit.
I know.
But, we're going to talk a lot about it because, as we've said many times before, horror movies are the number one independent / B movie production. So there's going to be way more of those to talk about than anything else.
Yeah.
Just by sheer numbers.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get out of the Cabbage Patch of killers. And let's get back to what's happening with the gang. So now we got a guy who there was a little kerfuffle about keys. Someone's got to have keys. Apparently they found some, so we got a guy out starting a car. The woman's out there telling him to hurry it up. Or
they were going to go
he's
for
ramming,
help.
Yeah, telling him to hurry. Telling him to hurry it up as he is ramming the car back and forth because he's boxed in.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's party parking. Nobody's going anywhere, really. So everyone parks, bumper to bumper. So he's in this little sports car. Bang, 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 bang. Just fucking jamming these cars to make room enough to get out. And he does get out. She jumps in the car, and they're off. And then as they leave, 3 other people run out of the house. At this point, I'm not sure where they're going or why.
I can tell you.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah. They're going to, it's Pete and 2 others, and they're going to go look for the woman who he left behind in the woods.
Oh, camping guys looking for camping girl.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, at this point, see, and that's the thing. This shit's happening so fast in this, right? While I love it, every time I look away to get my bearings on the screen, for the keyboard, I miss a little something.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens with all of them, but this one was like, I didn't want to look away. And a couple of times I'm like, fuck, I wonder how much I missed because I realized I had my fingers off. So between not being in the home row and autocorrect going rampant like a, fucking juiced ape, I look down, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I got and pour some. I don't know what all that is. holding the fucking delete key while I'm watching. All right. So then we see these guys run off into the woods. Then we're back to the car. They come across a blockade of large tree branches that had been strewn across this like 100-mile long driveway.
Yeah.
That
obviously purposefully.
There's no mistaking. Yeah, something didn't fall over. This shit's pretty well stacked and woven. So he tries to ram it.
In a tiny little sports car.
Yeah, front wheel drive, no less. Gets stuck, right? So front wheels are in the air, spinning against the branches. I'm like, yeah, front wheel drive. It's a bitch. So he's stuck, and then we get back to the tent. So the woman is reading. Camper girl is reading. Then she hears footsteps and asks the obligatory, hey, babe, what was it? And there's no answer. Then there's some strange sounds, and then she hears the shouting in the distance. So then she flips off her headlamp. Like, well, that's the first logical thing.
I know.
But and I don't say that's cutting down what's going on, because one thing I want to talk about at the end is how natural all this stuff is. Anyway, so I don't get lost on that. She's scared now. Now there's more sounds. And then she's quietly trying to unzip the tent. And then all of a sudden, whack, like a Band-Aid,
I know,
flies it open and runs away. And then this is funny because you said deer tent. In the shot of her running away, we both notice you see her run out of the tent, and like maybe 10 feet to the back right of the shot, there's a big old fucking buck just at the edge of the lighting. Just standing there. She runs out. He looks up. Doesn't seem too concerned. Goes back to eating. and I couldn't help but wonder. And hopefully we're going to get the chance to ask about that. If it was on purpose, or if it was just one of those where the thing just landed in the shot.
Right. Yeah. And that was a really tense scene too, because as she was like fiddling with the zipper, doing it really slowly, I was like, oh man, we're going to see her get killed.
Well, yeah, I had a couple expectations. One, she's going to do it, get out there and, they're waiting Jason like, or we would get like we
in Orcs, the like slashing of the tent.
The slashing of the tent, a staple of outdoor horror situations. We didn't get that.
I know. I love when they do that in horror movies though. And it's, like a tent is, it's a small budgetary, sacrifice to destroy a tent.
Oh yeah. You can get a tent for like $30-$40.
Yeah.
You would never really want to use it for anything other than cutting it up. But yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's an easy one.
So she runs away, and then the car kids are trying to get the car unstuck still. And then this was great. The scarecrow guy just casually strolls across the back of the scene.
I chuckled out loud because I'm looking at it, and he walks like he's walking from the fucking garbage bag aisle over to the dish soap aisle, just casually, like nothing's fucking going on. Like nobody else is there. He's just, and in my head I heard the music because it wasn't super quick.
No.
Like, and after the first like second, I'm thinking he's just gonna like run right. He's it's gonna switch. He's coming and he's just gonna like fucking charge at the screen and cleave this guy. No. He just goes from one end of the shot to the other.
Yeah. And the car kids don't notice.
No.
They end up smoking up the area by revving the tires.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Scarecrow comes through the tire smoke, basically, at the guy who's in front trying to push the car off.
Yep.
Kills him. Real
Surely
quick.
Does. Yep. No bullshit. Gone.
Yep. And then the girl really stupidly gets out of the car, and he gets her as well.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, like you said,
it's a horror movie.
Well, but it's a small car and there's no roof.
That's true. That's fair. I guess it wasn't stupid.
And this guy is not exactly 5'1" with T-Rex arms. This is a tall guy with
tall. Yeah.
I mean, he could probably stab her in the top of the head if she jumped out of the car and stood on the other or ducked on the other side. Mm-hmm. And he stood by the driver's door. So
Well, yeah.
I mean, there was nowhere to go. There was nothing to do. She did the best thing possible.
That's true.
Which was make it quick.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The blood spatter is really nice.
Yeah, this was some good spray.
Yeah. All through this movie, the blood spatter is good, but in this one, it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that later.
Okay. I know you're so excited.
Yeah.
And then Pete, hiker guy, and friends are lost in the woods because he doesn't remember where the campsite is.
Yeah.
And they're looking for the hiker woman whose name is Lindsay. And I know this because they're like, Lindsay!
Yeah.
Lindsay!
I don't think that helped me change her name from Camping Girl, though, to be honest.
It didn't.
Okay.
And we barely got to know any of these characters before they started being axed. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I expected.
Yep.
I'm like, cool. This is just a classic slasher.
It is. At its core, that's what it is. To me, it's a little bit more than that. Like I said, we'll talk about later. But yeah, there's no deep-seated story here. This is just fucking bedlam at an awesome level.
And I'm digging it.
Yeah. So now we have Camping Woman.
Lindsay.
Camping Woman. Wandering through the woods with her headlamp. She hears something, turns out her light again, hears weird sounds again, and then she continues without the light. And then we're back to the three guys. They're not making any real progress. One of them says to keep their voices down. And this is funny because he's like, keep your voices down. And they got one of those giant lantern flashlights.
It's massive.
The kind you could shine out on a lake. My first thought was, so you're running around with this big ass flashlight in the middle of fucking black as midnight forest. Yeah. I don't think sound is what's going to draw him to you.
Probably not.
But anyway, so Camping Woman finds the car on the logs. There's no bodies around.
Right.
And she goes into the first cabin, and then she sees bodies, runs to the sink and pukes, and then she goes and hides in the closet.
Yes.
Right? Then we hit the cabin, too, and there's some woman looking out of the window with binoculars. And I thought, that's a very curious move. Curious thing to choose to do.
Yeah.
In the middle of the woods, in the middle of the night, with no light at all. And they weren't special binoculars. They were just regular. I don't think they were as nice as the ones I have right over there. So they're not night vision or anything.
No.
But anyway, doing her best to do her part.
I guess. Yeah. The guys in the woods eventually find the campsite that's been abandoned because Lindsay's left it. And Pete, camping guy, freaks out. What? And decides
I just want to note, sorry.
Yeah.
The buck is gone.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, they probably scared it off with all the sounds they were making.
Well, that or Scarecrow got him.
The buck?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what? If I was going out on a killing spree, every fucking thing with a heartbeat would be eligible. It's just, I wouldn't be one of those, well, it's just going to be the campers. Nuh-uh. If it moves and I can hit it, it's going down. Relish it.
I feel like we need to have a long conversation after this.
I don't think so. You know me.
Anyway, Pete decides to go up in the deer stand.
Right.
Why? I don't know. To see if he can see further in the pitch black woods. The music is still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also really subtle. It's one of those, like, it's kind of already there before you realize it's there.
Right.
And it's good.
It is.
And it's original music.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that too.
So, and he obviously can't see anything from the deer stand until Scarecrow is down there and kills his two buddies.
Right.
And Pete's like, oh, shit. And then the Scarecrow looks up at him.
Yep.
And Pete just, they have kind of a stare off for a little while.
I know. That was like the longest non-action pause in the movie. It was the two of them just eyeballing each other like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What's the next move?
And then Scarecrow kind of looks around the ground and finds a knife, like a hunting knife.
Yeah.
And throws it at Pete. Totally misses. Right? And it's kind of funny because he does this whole thing where he like picks it up and he like fancy throws it, catches it by the blade,
yeah. And then
throws it. Complete miss.
Well, it hits the branch or something.
Yeah.
His camping guy's like, you know, but yeah, it doesn't stick him.
Yeah. And then he hears a sound off camera and kind of walks off to find it.
Yeah. So then we're, back to fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the guys in the boat. They're coming back up to the cabin. And then we cut Axeman's on the move and we come back. The guys get in the house and nobody's telling them what's going on. And I'm very aware of this. This was one thing while I'm watching this. I'm like, why is nobody... You wouldn't be able to shut me the fuck up. You know, something's happening. This guy's coming. He's killing everybody. He's got bones. So and so and so and so and so and so and so. And they went off into the fucking woods. We don't know what to do. And all we got these little flimsy ass fucking steak knives that you win in a fucking contest. And I don't know what to do. Where the fuck have you been? You know. No. Here's what you hear.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
So. Finally, though, after a very uncomfortable amount of time of no one saying anything, they're starting to tell the guys what's going on. Now, these two guys are so fucking drunk, and then the half-assed way, because highbrow guy's trying to do the explaining, and the dorky, doofy guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
And again, my approach to this would have been a whole lot different than his. Like, well, so we're having the party, and all of a sudden, this guy comes in, like sticks a fucking axe, so-and-so's head. You know, I was honestly, when he was talking, I was thinking of Fear and Loathing. Finish the fucking story. You know. So anyway, the guys aren't believing him. Because they're drunk and he's not impassioned about this. And then when they finally clicks, good old boy, right?
Yeah, it's like, well, let's go kill him back.
Yeah, he's just like, well, let's just go out there and fucking kill him. And then he starts arguing with the highbrow dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Real productive.
Well, it's one of those things. The one thing, again, we'll talk about. We can even talk about it right now real quick. The one thing this movie lacked, and it's not a negative, there's no leader.
No.
Right? In every horror movie, there's always somebody who, you know, fucking puts their big boy pants on or big girl pants on and like starts taking charge of shit.
Yeah.
But then that always leads to fucking conflict because somebody doesn't want to do what they want, told them to do, blah, blah, blah. Nobody here is in charge of anything.
Nobody steps up.
Well, everybody's kind of stepping up by just like freaking out. Right?
I don't know that I would call that stepping up, but I get you.
Well, they're stepping up in that, well, we're going to, we're arming ourselves. We're staying inside, and
okay.
We got to figure out what to fucking do. But it's not one person calling the shots. Good old boy's like, let's go out and kill him. Of course, he's getting, shouted down like, it was realistic to me because that's the one thing you have to have in any horror film is suspension of disbelief. And I refuse to believe that these D- average college students in all of these horror films suddenly, get fucking Sarah Connor tough from Terminator just because someone's walking around, slashing skulls. Terror doesn't enhance you. It fucking destroys you.
That's true.
And that's one of the things about this film, like I'll talk about later, that it was very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Highbrow Boy could have done a little bit better. Again, put some passion into the fact that, do you have any fucking idea what's been going on here, man?
Well, yeah. And the guy who made it out of the slash party at the other house, has just checked out. Like, he's just sitting on the floor and he's like, nope, mm-mm.
Yep. He's counting threads in the carpet.
Yeah.
All right, so we go back to
back in the woods.
Yeah.
Pete's climbing down from the tree stand and he makes his way back to the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically walks in the driveway, walks directly into the scarecrow.
Yeah. Well, it has a motion light.
Mm-hmm.
It's off as he's approaching, and then it clicks on, and Scarecrow is like right there.
Yeah.
It's not dark anymore, Jack.
And it's scary, and so Pete it runs away.
Yep, he rabbits.
And Scarecrow chases him into the basement, and then he's kind of like frantically looking around the basement. I don't know, for something.
Yeah, well, anything.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I hope I find it. And Scarecrow is chopping down the door, which he's locked behind him. Pete's locked behind him when he went down there. And meanwhile, Lindsay, who's camping woman, is in the closet in the house. She can hear all this going on.
Yes.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know who it's going on with.
Right.
She hears the muffled screams and shouts, and then the of the chopping. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she, very smartly is like, well, he's occupied right now. And she rabbits out of the closet.
Yeah, she does.
And then Pete gets axed.
Can I talk about that real quick?
Sure.
Oh my God. This was, to me, one of, if not the best scene, certainly one of the best scenes in this.
It was excellent.
Movie. Yeah. And up with a great many others too. So there's a quick begging bit, right? Mm-hmm. So that, he tries to ward him off with fucking wood and yeah. And it comes down to that. And this was awesome watching it, but it happens so quick, right? I don't know if anyone will be able to feel it. But it's just that moment of this is it. This is the reality. There's nothing you can fucking grab. This isn't a movie moment, right? You're fucking done.
Yeah. This
is it. You did your bit. You can't, he's coming. He's walking right towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And he drops to his knees. And he's like, no, wait. Fucking axe, man, just right into his head. I don't know. I was really taken by that. Like it was just so gritty.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Pete goes down. And then Camping Girl makes it to cabin 2, Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
We get some expositional dialogue as everyone is brought up to speed on how helpless their situation is.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool because, they're all in different parts of this story.
Well, yeah.
Right. So it's time for everyone to resync the watches and get on the same page. And highbrow guy is starting to cry. Well, that's not surprising, actually. And, wait a minute. Rob still has his phone. Robert.
Yeah.
So can't get a signal. And whammo. Bow guy is fitting his arrows with hunting tips instead of field arrows. So I'm thinking, he's back. We're gonna get some shit done.
Yeah.
We're not gonna just poke. We're gonna dice this fucker. And then the two of them are outside. So Rob and Bow guy make it to the car, pass it. Now they're running through the woods, and my question is, they're going to the highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they just didn't climb over the barricade and just keep to the driveway. That was my only, I can't imagine what fucking train of thought would take you off of a driveway and just catapult you into the fucking woods in pitch black. You don't know where you're going. You don't know the fucking woods. And the point is you want to get to the road.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, driveways always go to the road.
They do always go to the road. But here's my counterpoint. And especially in like around lake properties and stuff.
Right.
Driveways aren't always the quickest way to the road, like as the bird flies.
Okay, I'll buy that. But driveways are always the best choice in the pitch black of the northern woods midnight.
That is absolutely true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now we've got these poor fuckers running through the woods. And, I just noted it as every horror movie is full of illogical decisions.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sure there was something to this one. But, I just, like I said, it's not a dig. It's just one of those things that I would have questioned it in any movie. Why didn't you just follow the driveway?
Maybe it's harder for him to find them in the woods.
I don't really think, I don't know that I would not use that as my platform. Let's go into the woods. It'd be hard for him to find us. Here's my thought. If I'm coming from where he is and I'm going the opposite direction, he will always fucking be behind me. Unless it's Jason, who magically teleports, right?
He's a phase shifter.
Well, he has to be. He walks like my grandfather did later on in life, Like, hey, kitchen's on fire. It could be, 3 to 11 minutes before he got there from his chair, which is 8 feet away. You just don't know.
It's magical.
Yeah, well, my grandfather, he wasn't. But Jason is.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I just, I didn't really ding it other than as in the heads of the characters, why didn't you just stay in the fucking well-cut, wide, where it's going driveway? Anyway.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, they're booking it through the woods and trying to get a signal. He manages to get a little, like one bar.
That one bar.
And gets to make an emergency call, but it gets dropped. The call drops.
Well, he starts, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah. And so he's trying to kind of get a signal again to, try again.
Right.
And they see Scarecrow guy come out, and then they kind of duck into the tall grass. And I call Rob fireworks in my notes.
Nice.
That was my nickname for him because I didn't catch his name until way later in the movie.
That's fair. That's fine.
So Scarecrow's kind of stopping and he looks around and they're ducking, and then Rob makes a noise and kind of like he snaps a stick or something.
Right.
And the Scarecrow whoa, looks in that direction, but he doesn't quite see them.
No.
So Bo guy, whose name is Joe, who's also the guy who looks like Greg Sestero.
Yes.
is kind of like readying his bow at this point. And then Rob's phone goes off.
Yep.
Okay. Couple of things. It's a horror movie, so I can forgive it. But every horror movie does this. No phones work until it's really inconvenient for them to be working.
Well, yeah. That's a very, that's a staple.
Mm-hmm.
But and when I see that, I try to balance it with a little reality, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody calls my fucking phone.
Yeah.
You text me.
I do all the time.
You only call me when you're in the car.
Yeah.
And you have to ask me a question because you're coming from somewhere on the way home.
Well, because I don't text and drive.
Right. and I love you for it. Our daughter, she only texts me from her room. when she's too lazy to call my name out and to fill her water bottle. So, I can think of all the times I don't mute my phone. I don't do all this. I mean, I know in theaters I'm anal retentive about shut that shit down. I am not going to be that motherfucker. Okay. That special place in hell, it'll never be me there. But how many times and we don't have our phones with us in here, do we?
Well, no.
And they're out there in airplane mode.
Yeah.
Because just took it for fucking granted. Hardly anybody calls you.
Right.
You get the occasional text from family. But generally, no, we're in here and it's fucking going off like fireworks.
Right.
What the hell?
Of course, the one time we need it not to go off.
Well, and that's where I weigh that stuff.
I get you.
It's hard. I think it's worth just saying before we move on. It's hard to continuously watch horror movies at the level that we do, especially, and not get, I get numbed to the spontaneity of that particular situation. Can't get a signal. Oh yeah, now I get the fucking signal. We don't, it's easy to get past that. Oh yeah. That fucking irony of it, because we see it happen so many times.
That's true.
And then it becomes something we talk about as a, often used, plot point.
Well, yeah.
And stuff. But yeah, I give it a forgivability of 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah. I'm not dinging them for it. I'm just pointing out that it is often used.
Yes.
But, so yeah, the phone goes off and the scarecrow obviously comes running at them.
Yep. No bullshit.
No. And Joe gets him twice with his arrows.
Yes.
That have been outfitted with the
hunting tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the scarecrow kind of stops because the first one gets him like straight in the shoulder, I think.
No, first one gets him in the
side.
In the
like kidney area.
Fuck, where did it get him? I thought it got him like in the soft flesh. I thought the second shot when he was running away got him in the shoulder.
Right. I think so.
It did get him in the shoulder and the back.
Yeah.
We see that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets shot once. He turns around to run, and then Joe gets him again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he really books it. Which,
again, I liked.
Mm-hmm.
They shot him with an arrow, and rather than just, run faster at them like they just kicked his fucking poodle, he's like, oh, son of a bitch. Time to turn this shit around and rethink the strategy. So he tries to get away.
He's a person.
Right.
With organs.
So it's funny because right after that, we cut back to the cabin and there's absolutely nothing going on. Just cabin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's still people there.
Oh, and so now let's go back to Robin Friend. They're chasing a blood trail.
Mm-hmm.
And they find the arrow that was pulled out. So that was the soft, got him in the gut, side, wherever. And then they're kind of in a swamp.
Yeah.
Like a wetlandy area. They find a body. Quick signal check. No go.
Yeah. The body is not the scarecrow body.
No, it's one of.
It's like somebody. A woman who's been dead for a while.
Yeah. They come across an old building. And I thought it was a shoddy old cabin. It was a shed.
Yeah.
That belonged to that. But so I'm looking at this. I thought it was a cabin at first. And I put down, it looks exactly how you would guess a woodland killer's home would look. Decorations and all.
Right.
Because it did it not look exactly like the normal cabins that we see, right? So not living in a shed, but every woodland murderer has tools and stuff. And
yeah.
Just it's, run down and grungy and stuff. But it turns out it was just a tool shed.
Yeah.
Rob, while they're in there, picks up a big ass sledgehammer.
It is, yeah. It's real big.
It is. It's like anime big. Almost. And then there's there's another cabin, but it's the actual cabin nearby.
Right.
That the shed belongs to. So they go to it and knock, and there's no answer, but there's a fire burning in the fireplace, which is curious.
Yeah.
Because it was dark, too. So they go inside, they find a phone, Bowman / Greg Sestero.
Character named Joe.
/ Joe.
Yeah.
Calls the cops. Rob's looking around.
Yeah. So then we go back to the cabin. And there really isn't much going on here except that the group has decided to go to the boat for some reason I didn't quite catch. Maybe to flee?
Yeah, to get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
I mean, out in the middle of a lake is usually way safer than in a cabin.
That's true. Yeah. And then Joe and Rob were back at the house with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they hear a noise in the house that they've broken into.
Yeah.
And they kind of like hide.
Yeah.
Not super hide.
Well, they just kind of duck quick.
Yeah.
Like around a corner.
Yeah.
You know, a wall. Like, Rrr.
Yeah. And it takes a little bit, but it is the Scarecrow who comes in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Turns the lights on.
Yep. Turns the lights on. He stands at the kitchen sink and takes off his hood, his Scarecrow mask.
Yeah.
And, you know, like starts to clean his wounds, I think. He pulls out the arrow in his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh. And then Rob just walks up behind him, giant sledgehammer in hand.
Yep.
And bashes his head in.
Right on the top of the fucking head.
Yeah.
Hauls back over the shoulder. Wham. And and the plume of blood.
Yes.
It's awesome.
It is.
And then we cut to the group that I refer to as the leftovers. Mm-hmm. This is everybody who didn't get killed. They are safely in the boat. And that's it. Story's over.
Yep.
We're done.
The end.
Killer's dead. They're on the boat. You can only assume Rob and Mr. Joe Greg Sestero are going to be are going to meet up with them. That the call got through, so the cops will be coming. You know, everything will work out. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this thing.
Yeah.
And some things about it. It's worth saying. Before we get into all the bits, I want to talk a little bit more about the tech stuff. So this bad boy is about 60 minutes, right? So it's not a short film. I don't know if you call it a short feature. It's in that weird thing. It's longer than a TV hour-long drama because those are only 42 minutes.
Yes.
It's in that weird.
I mean, it's technically a feature-length film. I mean, if you count a feature-length film as anywhere between 60 minutes and 70 hours, like the last Marvel movie was.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll just call it a short feature.
Okay.
You know, and here's the thing. I think it could have gone longer.
Feature light.
A feature light?
Yeah.
I love it. It could have gone longer and it would have held its own.
Yeah.
They could have added another 30 minutes. So let's talk about this quick. So I did reach out to Pete, right?
Yeah.
Not.
He played Pete.
Yeah. So Mr. Marcy was kind enough to clarify a few things because, you know, folks, as we look up stuff on information on these small indie films is sometimes really fucking hard to get and verify. But he did clear some things up. So like the $3,000 budget, that was solid because I saw someone mention way more than that. And then someone mentioned about production time. So here's the deal. He started filming this in 2007, in September of 2007, and they shot it over a period of 10 days. They shot a few additional scenes later in September and October of 2007 during nights and weekends. Mm-hmm. And then a first cut was completed sometime in 2010. And he said it was 72 minutes and still needed a lot of work. So in late 2016, because the movie was shelved for a while, late 2016, he ripped it back off the shelf and finished it and popped it out in June of 2017. So this is another example of a true micro-budget indie film.
Yeah.
So even at 72 minutes, I mean, that's a respectable length, right?
Yeah.
But 2017 is when it hit. So 10 years. Took 10 years to get this comparatively short, you know, to like a 2-hour feature out there. Mm-hmm. And that's not uncommon.
It really isn't.
You
As
know?
we've been doing more and more research, we're like, oh, this happens apparently
3 years, 5 years,
all the time.
Yeah, 7 years, 10 years, to get this one thing out there. And I wanted to just bring that up because, it doesn't have that feel, right? That the premise, because we have seen some things that were begun whenever, and they globbed onto that, whatever was hip right then and there.
Oh yeah.
Right. So by the time 8-9 years goes by, they finally finish editing this thing. That thing has fucking, it's come and gone. It's vanished. So the finished product feels dated.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's just like, oh yeah, I remember when that was a thing for 4, maybe 5 months, and then it just died on the vine. Well, this bad boy sat on the shelf forever. This one, however, I would have easily, you could have sold me on, they shot it just this last summer, scooped it together and put it up.
I mean, there were a couple of little things that I might have picked up on as, slightly dated, but not many at all. Like some of the clothing was, from the 2007 kind of era.
I didn't really.
Yeah, but you don't pay much attention to like clothing.
Oh, I
styles.
could give a shit, really. But I also know how long has it been since you've been to the far reaches of northern Wisconsin?
Well, and then the second thing was the cell phone, and the fact that not everyone had one, which was normal in 2007.
No. That's not true. They just didn't show it because when he polled everybody, anyone get a signal? Everyone's like, no. So.
But Rob pulling out his cell phone and it was a flip phone, that could be, kind of a dating thing, but also like I know people who still have flip phones. Like, right.
And again, see, I'm thinking way up north. A lot of people don't have smartphones because the signal's so fucking bad, they're useless.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm northern, I'm not a hunter, any of that.
Well, I know sometimes even when we go hiking, we don't get signal.
Right. But if I were a hunter and I were, if I were a Northman in the state, right, I would have a flip phone because they're infinitely more reliable than a smartphone in those very rustic, sparse signal areas. Right.
Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus I'm out there doing that. I can get, for the cost of our iPhones, right? I can get 9 or 10 fucking flip phones.
Easily.
Yeah. So I can go through that shit like underwear in July, right?
True.
Not a big deal. I've got a $1,300 phone and something happens to it. I will be dressed as a scarecrow. Raging. So I didn't. To me, that all just made sense,
Yeah. But anyway, those things are all extraordinarily minor things.
They are.
Yeah. And they do, in the beginning, say, 4th of July, 2007. Like it's a super when the movie starts.
Oh, it was 2008.
Regardless.
Okay. Anyway. One thing that we do know, because it says in the credits, it's shot entirely in Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right. And a little treat before we get going. Watch the end credits, folks.
Yeah.
They have a couple reels of bloopers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It was a really nice touch putting that in there. So let's get back to.
Lessons.
Yeah. Let's start with what we've been raving about this thing for. See, we just moved it again for you.
You didn't hear me hit my mic?
No, not at all.
And you didn't see me. This is audio.
You need to stop. Anyway, let's talk about the movie itself before we get into the tech stuff quick. No backstory.
No.
No 45 fucking minutes of painful mythology building.
No motivation for the killer.
None whatsoever. This guy walks in and literally just starts fucking murdering people.
Never says a single word throughout the film.
Nope. We don't have really any character development or growth. There isn't time.
Well, no.
Right? There isn't time. Just in the panic of the situation. And I think more movies could benefit from this.
I think so too.
This to me is where both Hollywood and indie films are losing. They're sliding off the edge. I don't fucking care. Here's what I want to see. I want to see copious amounts of blood. I want to see the best mocking up of guts, brains, bone, everything. Because if you're giving me a gory slasher film, then just do it.
Yeah.
All right. If I want intrigue and plots within plots within plots, all right, I will go buy a fucking ticket and see the neighborhood rendering of Macbeth.
Well, yeah. I mean, or we'll get a thriller, right? Which is kind of the best of both worlds.
Sort of. But yeah. I was so delighted. I was like, this was a ride I'm so fucking glad we found and took.
Well, yeah, it didn't need a story. There wasn't an overarching story other than like this guy's going around killing people.
Right.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was all I wanted. And that's, it's just, blood and axe murdering. And it was just fun horror.
The editing, I thought, was really well done because it kept you moving with the fast pace of this fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Right? Even in the beginning, the buildup of the people. We didn't spend a lot of time on any particular person or group.
No.
It was shot, enough to have, the argument I think was the biggest pre-nightmare exchange that we had. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was just fucking brilliant. The setup, it quenched every bit of horror thirst that I, have watching films, and it didn't disappoint.
It didn't. And it was all very natural.
That's what made it work.
Yeah.
Is, like you said, the conversations, the situations, the reactions, everything was so natural. I've talked about this, about when people fucking freak out, right? What happens to a person? There are people who are trained under rigorous circumstances for long periods of time to react with calm, collected measure in the worst situations you can imagine. And even they lose their shit.
Well, yeah.
Right? So to see these people, nobody's trying to be brave. When he walks in and buries that hatchet in the fucking guy's head, the host's head, not a single thought. Everybody's instinct kicked in, and it was flight.
Well, yeah, and there was... Go ahead.
Well, just because how can you register, right? We're sitting playing cards. We got 15 people with us. All of a sudden, some guy walks in and just buries an axe in someone's head. I'm not going to sit and try and...
I'm gone.
So... yeah, what is this about?
Right. I'm not concerned what anyone else is doing. I love you, but you're a perfectly capable person. And I might keep an eye out for you. But I know realistically, there's no way I'm coming to your rescue.
Well, I'm very confident in your ability to move. I mean, at most, if Midge was with us, scoop her up and fucking, Walter Payton style, plow through everything. But other than that, me, I'm a humanist. I leave it to the humans.
Yeah.
I leave it to your human nature to, if something like that happens, I shouldn't even be able to look you in the eye. You should already be well on your way.
Yeah.
Before I look from it to you.
Yeah.
I trust you can do that.
Yeah.
So we'll meet up.
Yeah.
we'll get shit sorted. But for right now, flee.
In that scene, though, there is one person who another instinct kind of takes over. And I thought it was kind of interesting. And I made it in my notes, but my notes didn't make it to our kind of mashed up ones.
Oh, okay.
There was a guy in the bathroom and he was frozen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He just stood there.
Yeah.
Not fucking move. He absolutely possumed it.
Yeah. He didn't hide.
Nope.
He didn't even close the bathroom door.
No, he stopped fucking cold.
Yeah.
As soon as what the hell's going on out there?
Yeah. He just froze and was staring out the crack in the door.
Wasn't even really a crack in the door.
No.
It
was like
enough.
halfway open.
Well, yeah, wide enough because when Scarecrow walked by, he saw him. He's like, oh, hello. Don't let me forget you.
Right.
And yeah, he didn't even like try and tackle him and get through. He just stood there and took it.
Yeah, which is absolutely a reaction that people have.
It is. It added to the realism of everything that was going on. And from here, everything that happens, the bad decisions, the no decisions, the fucking everybody split, everybody get together, this and that. It was very genuine.
It was.
And I think what made the whole thing work is that they didn't try to bring in story or character development, and we didn't have ego. And even though it says they have to overcome their egos and stuff, you can see that because like Rob, a couple of them are like, my shit doesn't stink.
Yeah.
All right. and then they all, run like 6-year-olds. But how much of a script do you have to put into to bring that out, deal with it, and resolve it? Right? And really, why? This is just a simple fucking gore fest.
Well, yeah, it is.
It's like having all of a sudden, let's take a break, and this is where we insert the dissertation. Oh, sure. Yeah, go right ahead. I'll film that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Well, and then you mentioned the music.
Yeah. Which was original music, which we learned in the credits.
Yeah. And really well done.
It was well done. And it also wasn't, because this also happens in a lot of indie films where the movie is essentially just a showcase for someone's band.
God, yes.
That wasn't the case here.
No. The music fit the scenes.
Yeah.
Like it was scored.
And I believe it was scored.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really well done. And it actually reminded me of when we were talking about Night of the Living Dead, the scoring in that.
Right. How
it almost kind of snuck up on you, the music.
Yeah.
Because it was so well created for the scene.
All the music in this sets the mood. We have the party music and stuff, right? And the jamming when they're on with the guitar on the boat later, it all fits because it enhanced. And that's the thing is, and listeners should know, if you put the wrong music in your film, you fucked it. And for me, right? Because music, you could have the best of everything. And you put that shit music in there, you've skunk fucked your film. Period. This was awesome. It fit. It wasn't overdone. And again, going back to the editing, the sound was really good. Yes. The music wasn't like, it wasn't showcasing someone. Yeah. Right. So yeah, it was really nice. And this is funny because Peter Marcy, director, writer, producer, effects. If you watch the credits at the end,
editor,
right?
Yeah.
This guy, kind of like Anton, right? He's like almost the one-stop shop, 90% of this film is on his head.
Yes.
To get it done. And it's awesome.
It is.
We've seen where it's not turned out that way. And doing it myself, that's why it's still not fucking done, because it's a bitch.
I know.
But I tell you what, just like Anton, Peter pulled it off.
He did. Yeah. And I mean, I want to go back to just real quick because it like popped in my head. The biggest reason this film worked, apart from it had good acting, excellent dialogue, good music, great camera work, good editing. All of that stuff was all very good. But if any of our listeners have ever watched the short, a scriptwriter and 3 editors walk into a bar, the premise of that short is that the writer is in there and he's trying to tell a joke to these editors, and he's, it's a horse walks into a bar, and they all just kind of like tackle him with, well, what the hell's a horse doing in a bar? Tell me about the horse. Why is it going into the bar? What's on the horse's mind?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Where's it from?
What, so a horse goes into a bar. What kind of horse? Where's he coming from? Why is he there?
Right. And the guy can't just tell this joke.
Right. And so he keeps answering, and then they have like more expanded questions.
Right. So it's like a country horse.
Is it a country bar?
Right.
Oh.
And it ends up just skull fucking the joke. Right?
Yeah.
All this because they want to, it's the whole point of it is, like, what's the backstory of the horse? And, that stuff, it can sometimes be important, but I mean, if what you're doing is just this one thing, you don't need extended backstory. You don't need a huge complex plot.
Right.
You don't need to know why the killer is killing people. It doesn't fucking matter.
And I know, well, we talked about this on the short place.
Yeah.
And we're both very aware, listeners, that there's probably someone out there who will fucking argue with us because that's,
Well, that's fine. Everyone's,
and that's fine. But, to us, the proof is on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
The proof is right there. A good story is a good story. It has what's necessary. If it's a story that needs backstory and all that, then yes, you need to put it in, and you should be able to see that. But when if you write something like this, so we've talked about make 2020 this the year that you make whatever the fuck it is you want to make, even if it's just like an iPhone version, right? With you reading all the lines from your script, standing to the left, standing to the right, standing to the left, standing to the right, fucking do it. And if someone says, "Oh my God," just like that fucking that joke, so well, who's the killer? Why is he doing this? Does it fucking matter? Does it fucking matter? Does it fucking matter? Right?
Right.
Okay. Killers are killers are killers are killers. We're not in a fucking Netflix documentary. We're not trying to figure out, who or what or why. We're just like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Write your story the way that you want to write it, and don't let anyone try and, because it's what happened to us. We've mentioned it before. We went from a very short, simple story about just a, stupidly fun little thing, turned into this long fucking odyssey. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let people bullshit you, especially when you're doing just like, so I'll use, for example, again, Terrifier, right? With Art the Clown.
Yeah.
Right. 0 time spent on who the fuck he is or where he came from.
I don't care. I love him.
I know, but I know he's in All Hallows Eve. That where they had those 3. They find the videotape in the kid's bag and they watch it, and it's these 3 short films, and he's in each one of them about murder and stuff. And then he shows up at the end. Anyway, so Terrifier is fucking magnificent.
It is. Is that what it's called? Is that?
Yeah, Terrifier.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of our folks that I talked to, Channel of the Living Dead, interviewed him.
Okay.
The guy who plays Art the Clown. And, but that was awesome. As gory as shit, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't give a good goddamn, never cared an instance what his fucking deal was.
Yeah.
We were just like, whoa. Fuck. So anyway, yeah. No story in terms of, or backstory. No expanded story. No legend. That was the other thing. We don't have the whole legend.
Oh, yeah. The legend of the Tattie-Bogle.
Yeah. We don't have any of this setup stuff. We're just thrown in a situation and bam, we're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and by the way, looking up the term Tattie-Bogle.
Yes.
If you don't want to Google it, it essentially just means scarecrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Tatty is a Scottish derivation of potato.
Yeah.
Potato, taters,
Yeah.
Katie's, Tattie's.
Yeah, and Bogle is like a boogeyman.
Yeah, for scarecrows.
Yeah.
For crows.
Yeah.
It's boogeyman for scarecrows.
And so they would put scarecrows up in the fields, and they were Tattie-Bogles.
That would be an awesome little show. When the crows fight back. Put up scarecrows.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, anyway.
You're too much.
Things when you're watching this, we've covered the big ones. Lighting and sound was good. Like I said, hopefully we're going to try and work something out, talk to Pete and crew. And we need to get some more information. So a few episodes after this, at most, hopefully, we'll have been able to put something together time-wise. And, ask them, what they had to go through in the editing and stuff after that period of time. But when you're looking at this, you can see minimalist again. I'm going to assume they shot it on like their property or a friend's property,
right?
So even though it's multiple cabins on the property, it's still single location.
Yeah,
right. They weren't driving all over.
It's that property and the woods surrounding it.
But it covered 2 states because they shot in Wisconsin and Minnesota. So, maybe we'll find out about that. But you can get it done, folks.
Yeah.
Learn from that. The lighting was good.
Continuity was also really good.
Continuity was fucking top notch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just make it happen.
Well, yeah.
Make it happen. If you don't know anybody, I get the sense that they're all musically involved.
And they're all they're all friends too.
But if you don't know anybody who can do all that, hey, get out there and find someone who can do that and ask them if they, hey, would you like to make $10 and give me 30 seconds of something?
A good website where you can find someone to do that.
Do tell.
It's stage32.com.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Stage 32, which, RV, if you want to sponsor us for talking about your website all the time, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. It's not like we're pressuring you to.
No, we do it because, it works. It works. And we've talked about it before.
Site, yeah.
If you're like, this is the first episode of ours you're catching, stage32.com, stage32.com. That's right. And we have nothing to fucking do with it. So other than we're members of it, we get nothing for talking about it.
Right.
It's LinkedIn meets Facebook for creatives. There's 750,000 people on there, all of which are actors, writers, directors, producers, musicians, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So folks, if you are somewhere where you are having a real hard time finding your tribe, go here.
Yeah.
Go here. And it's not the same as having coffee, right, with all these people, but somebody's always on, and it's free to join. It's free to hit the lounges and talk to all these people and just put it out there. A lot of good shit happens. Plus, people are looking for work, putting it out there. People looking for people to do things like scoring, putting posts up. Just check it out. Do yourself the favor and just don't be alone. Really.
Yeah. That's really great. And the website is, and even if you want to like put some money into it, they have webinars and all that stuff. And you can,
they have top-notch stuff.
It's great.
Top-notch stuff. And especially if you're not in New York and you're not in LA, like us, we're in the middle of nowhere. It's heaven sent because we have made dozens of connections we would have never fucking done because we're not in New York or LA.
Right. That's
awesome.
And if you want to reach out to us on Stage 32, you can find us on there if you're sleuthy enough.
Yeah, you can. Now, let's talk about what else you can find online.
Hey. You can find our website online, lordsofmisruleproductions.com.
Yeah.
That has links to every single one of our podcast episodes, links to our social media. Anywhere you want to find our podcast episodes, there's links to it on the site.
Well, the places we have our podcast, we have links to it on the site. Because there's a few like we're still not on SoundCloud because I don't know if I'm going to bother, But
If you want us to be on SoundCloud, send an email.
Yeah. So if you don't see on that long list of links on the side, on the right side of any of all the pages on our site,
yeah,
shoot us an email, because guess what? Right under those, there's some email links.
There are.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
You don't have to type anything out. You just got to click.
And we check them and we respond to them.
Yep. But yeah, let us know there's a platform that you're using.
Yeah.
And it's not on there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it set up.
Yeah.
Also check out our Patreon link.
Yes.
And check out our Patreon page. See what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel motivated, become a B-sider and become a patron. What else do we have?
We have Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and you can follow us on any of those. And
yep, those are on the top of the pages.
Yep. And just look up Bravo for the B-side.
Did you say Facebook?
I did.
Okay.
Insta, Facebook, Twitter.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. So do those things.
Yeah.
When you listen to the podcast, subscribe.
Review.
Give us a review or click a star, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to type something out.
5 stars. Not one.
Okay. Yeah. Please give us 5 stars. Fair point. Rate us.
Please.
Review us. Hit subscribe. Those are the things that matters. You can check out our social media. Try to, especially with Twitter. Jesus Christ. Folks, I try to get back to people. If you mention or retweet or something, I will try and comment and say something. If you direct message, I always get back.
Mm-hmm.
But following that fucking Twitter feed, in the notifications, I'll be looking, I'll get 3 or 4 down and there's 10 more. There's 15 more. I cannot fucking keep up.
Aw.
So I'm probably 3 out of 10. I'm retweeting or, liking, just let them know that it's been seen. Really do work at it, folks. Trust me.
He does.
It's just, wow. It's blown up to a ridiculous amount of information.
Yeah. That's good though. That's cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And also, if you're a creative, lastly,
yes.
Reach out to us.
If you've made something, if you've made a film or a short or a pilot or a web series that you want us to, look at and talk about, or you want to
give it the B-side treatment.
Yeah.
We would love to. And then we would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're going to be hopefully talking with Pete. We got another individual who has done a lot of shorts on YouTube that I've looked at. You have to take a look at.
You didn't tell me about this person.
Well, because it all just came over the weekend, and it's been a super busy weekend.
That's true. It has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I told you he earlier in the week we started talking, and then he was working on set for 2 days.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then by the time that finally came about. So anyway, we'd be happy to talk about what you've done.
Yes.
Because like we say in our little info bit, hey, not every movie is worth seeing, but every movie has a lesson.
Yeah.
And, we can at least get that much out of it. So far, though, we haven't been we had a couple disappointments, but we're still floating on the high end of the scale here.
I know. I think we're due for another bomb soon, though.
We'll see. But then, if you want to talk about your experience as a filmmaker, actor, indie, that whole B-side indie life.
We would love to interview and talk to you about it.
Yeah. And, let everyone else know shit can be done. It's just not easy. All right, B-siders. I think that's going to do it for this week. I think we've covered everything about this bad boy.
I think so. Go and watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. You can go and watch it. And it's actually...
Yeah. Attack of the Tattie-Bogle.
Yeah.
Please give it a look. And I didn't get the list, but there are movies. I'm sure we're going to talk to Pete and everybody. Mm-hmm. So they've done some other stuff, and it'll just watch this one, folks.
Yeah.
Attack of the Tattie-Bogle.
Super fun.
Get your popcorn, sit the fuck back, and go for this super fast ride.
Yeah.
Of just.
And then you can tell people that you watched a movie called Attack of the Tattie-Bogle.
Yeah. And it's hard not to say titty. Because, well, when we were scrolling and I first saw it.
You're so risque.
It, like, Tattie-Bogle. What? Oh, Tattie-Bogle. And now every time in my head, it's like, it's almost like the whole thing with Kyle. Don't say Heston. Don't say Heston. Hey, Kyle Heston. Motherfuck. So now it's like, don't say titty. Don't say titty. Don't say titty. It's going to happen. We're going to be talking to your mother or something and say, oh yeah, you got to go see Tattie-Bogle. What? Oh.
Can you please do that? That will entertain me so much. Okay, thanks. Know. I'm just gonna assume that you're gonna do that. All right.
All right, B-Siders.
We'll catch you next week.
This is Jim.
And this is Danny.
And you have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.